YouTube, what the Shogun 2 crap is going on? What? Battle replays on Shogun 2? Yes. Someone requested this. I was like, you know, it's a good point. I haven't tried Shogun 2 in a long time. Before we watch these, let's remind folks that multiplayer in Shogun 2 is wildly different than any other Total War game because, and it's going to sound mean, but it's quite true, Creative Assembly took a lot of time and actually designed a multiplayer system that was something that really got people involved with it quite a lot. Now, some people didn't like it, and if you're one of those people, it's fine, but for the most part, people enjoyed it. So it was called Avatar Conquest. You had your own general, you got to name that general, you could upgrade your avatar. Here's mine. This is Patchy. So you can see that he's wearing all this sweet armor and other stuff that I unlocked over time. The armor sets are here. You unlock them by getting random drops after battle or by performing certain feats in battle. And anyway, you can do their color on your general and everything. So I mean, like, you can go in, where is it at? Yeah, like right here, we can customize the avatar with all the different stuff, colors. You can choose your mon, and you can color your mon. So I mean, and then you've got your army. So like, you have certain units that can become veterans, and you have certain numbers of veterans that you can have. So here's all my veteran units, and you can name them. You can upgrade them the way you want. I mean, there's so much you can do. Like, so see, you can customize the upgrades. I mean, it was really, it was crazy. All the stuff that they added, crazy awesome. It had some bugs in it when it first released. There was some unbalance and stuff like that. Over time, they did a pretty good job with it. You even have retainers here too. So retainers are things that I can add to an army, and they provide special bonuses. So that's what Avatar Conquest was. There was just a regular old battle list where you could host battles, and you could either do Avatar Conquest or you could switch it over to classic battles and do with the actual clans in the game. So again, multiplayer in Shogun 2 was very much deeper, very much more diverse. Your avatar would rank up over time, which would unlock new general skills, which is right here. So see, I'm in the leadership tree. You could also do a bow tree, physical, melee combat, all this stuff. So you basically had a melee gen, a bow gen, or a leadership gen, or some combination of them. So it was a lot deeper. And part of the reason why this was possible probably on Shogun 2 is because there was a lot fewer units in the game in total, because it was only focused in medieval Japan. And they did the same thing with the Fall of the Samurai. You had the units in the Avatar Conquest. It really was neat. I don't know if they should have continued exactly Avatar Conquest in Rome 2, but it was a lot of features like this that many of us missed, and it's probably what keeps people from wanting to come back. You had to conquer each province in Avatar Conquest. You can see that I've conquered all the provinces here, and so I mean, you can add units. I did not conquer all the naval provinces. I got really sick of the naval battles. They got annoying. But in any case, yeah, that's what it is. It was great. So just in case you're not used to Shogun 2, how to upgrade your units is very important. Which units you bring is very important. There's certain builds that are stronger than others. You have to look at the maps. The maps are made for multiplayer. They're not just random coordinates that you're drawing out of a main map. They were designed with key features. There's key buildings that you have to control on the map, or else you can lose the battle, or your opponent will get buffs if you let them capture it. So just had a lot more depth to it. Now, Rome 2 had a lot more diversity to it, so you had to be more familiar with factions and the strengths, but when it came to the maps were not as good in general. The strategy was quite different. The mechanics were quite different. There's a lot of good changes that came in Rome 2. Like, I love the bracing system and the mass systems that were thrown into Rome 2. Very neat. But in some ways, Shogun 2 was superior in the sense that it was very simplistic. It was easier to manage. I think it was all single hit point kind of stuff, unless it was a hero unit. Speaking of heroes, I got matched up against a level 1 avatar, and I'm going to show you 2 replays tonight, so don't worry. It's not going to be just one against a level 1. So sometimes what's kind of fun to do against the level 1 avatars to give them some chance and to make it more challenging for yourself is just to bring a hero army. Now, there is an achievement for winning a battle with nothing but heroes in your general. I've already unlocked it, though. So in the event that I win tonight, I will not be unlocking any other achievements. So the only units I have are this Tetsubo Warrior Monk, which carries these awesome, like, pegged clubs so that you can hit a home run with your enemy's head. I got these Benkai Blades, which is a Hero Naginata unit, very cool unit. And then over here I have Saigon Swordmasters, which is a Hero Nodachi unit. So that's the only units I have. Of course, other than Patchy the man, who's back here on his horse, waiting to get into some action. That's not the armor he should be wearing. There's kind of a glitch that's been in there for a long time where in the replays it doesn't seem like your avatar wears the right armor. It seems like the enemy avatar wears your armor. No, actually they did not. So anyway, my opponent has way more units than I do. He's clearly got the DLCs too, even though he's a level 1, because he's starting off with Nagi Monk Cav and mounted Naginata, which this is very much worrying me. He's also got Bow Samurai unlocked, even as a level 1 avatar. So my general gets smoked with a Flaming Barrage, but I was like, yeah, I'm not going to let that happen for too long, so Patchy's going to just bowl over these Bow Samurai real quick. You can see them flying up and falling into the river. Yeah, that's right. Patchy may not be a melee gen, but he can get his sword bloody. So I basically knock out the Bow Samurai in a single swift charge. I knew I was going to have to because my Tetsubo Warrior Monk and my Saigon Swordmasters are both a little bit vulnerable to arrow fire. So you can see my Tetsubo Monks are going to come in here and lay waste to this Naginata unit, and then my Saigon Swordmasters are going to come in here as well with their giant Nodachi blades, and they're going to start ripping these guys a new one. So in one-on-one combat, and my opponent had Warrior Nuns and a Naginata Attendant. Both these units are going to get destroyed, utterly destroyed. Now his general was firing a few arrows in here, but it's not going to be enough to really damage my key units. I've got Patchy in to stand and fight, which is going to boost the morale of all my units. My Benkai's Blades is back here fending off all these cavalrymen. They are extremely good versus cavalry. The only thing that would be better would be like a Yari hero. But the Benkai's Blades are heavily armored, and they have a bonus versus cavalry, and they are going to absolutely wreck cavalry. My opponent was definitely mismicroing here to allow them to be caught and cut down like this, so big mistake. My front line has already cut through him and routed his Warrior Nuns. No mercy for the women, apparently, from my Saigon Swordmasters, who are now just going to plow forward right into the enemy general, but hidden up here in the woods was another Naginata Warrior Monk Cav. This is probably not real good for my Saigon Swordmasters, because they're getting hit with a vicious downhill charge, and they are not really anti-cavalry units, but they are a hero. They're going to have, you know, enough health to probably survive this, and they're going to start tearing down cavalrymen. Over here, my Tetsubo Warrior Monk is clubbing some of these routing units, and then Patchy himself is helping... Well, yeah, kind of helping to capture this workshop. I need the extra armor to protect against the bow that the enemy general has, and my opponent, I don't know whether he just wants to make this quick or what, but he just sits back here with his Bow Samurai. He never should have allowed them to get within range of me in the first place, and he lets his general just remain here in combat with my Saigon Swordmaster and the Naginata Monk Cav that he has. They're going to kill a fair number of my men, because again, they're not great against cavalry, but the high attack and just very survivable nature of my guys is going to lead to the death of a huge number of his cavalry, and it's going to allow my Benkai's Blades time to start crossing the river. So yeah, my Saigon Swordmaster's not really being phased, and there's no shots. The Bow Samurai don't really have a good shot into that blob, and again, his general, he should have microed away from this. Overall, what my opponent's strategy should have been here was to split up his units to where I couldn't concentrate my heroes against him, and he should have used his Bow Samurai until their ammunition was gone, and he should have kept them constantly protected by a Naginata Warrior Monk Cav, and my general wouldn't have been able to get anywhere within the range of those bows. So here comes my Tetsubo Warrior Monks. I said I had my Benkai's Blades coming, but they're not here yet. They're actually back here fending off a regrouped mounted Naginata. That's a Rise of the Samurai unit there. They're going to get fended off quite easily. So yeah, my Tetsubo Monks up here clubbing the enemy general. And again, not really meant to go against cavalry, but their high attack is going to do quite well for them in that scenario. Once the enemy general routs, the enemy Bow Samurai routs. So this is a victory for Patchy and his heroes. Hope you all enjoyed that one. It's a bit of a different one. I don't think we get to look at the statistics afterward. I don't know why I did that yet. So, or maybe it'll show the statistics. I can't remember if it does in Shogun 2 or not. But yeah, so that I got lucky there. My opponent definitely had the capacity to beat me with concentrated rear charges and keeping his cavalry away from my Benkai's Blades. They killed like 100 of his cavalrymen. Benkai's Blades are, like I said, the only thing more dangerous to cavalry is probably like a bulletproof samurai or a Yari hero or something. So definitely not a unit that you want to get tangled up. You can see, actually we do get the unit statistics, sweet. So my Tetsubo Warrior Monk hero getting 133 kills, so Saigon Swordmaster's doing pretty well for themselves. They lost 26 men. These guys do have the bonsai ability, but you almost don't need it because they basically fight to the death. Benkai's blades racking up 99 cavalry kills for only 4 losses. This is why I told you to keep cavalry away from those guys. Even Patchy's bodyguard getting some kills here from the charging of the bow samurai. This warrior monk cav was probably the one that charged my my Saigon swordmasters, and you can see that it did okay for itself. But none of the others able to pay back anything. I mean, just look how badly the warrior nuns are not bad units, and look how badly they got beasted. The last thing you want to do is get into infantry combat without support against a hero unit. You just don't do it. What's the best way to deal with hero units? Well, first of all, they're not the best units to bring. And I'll tell you why, and there's one word that describes why you shouldn't. Matchlocks. You can just destroy a hero unit with a matchlock very quickly. And then a mounted, like so for instance, that guy had all the DLC, he could have very easily brought a mounted gunner, and my army would have been boned in that case. I mean, just screwed. No way to do that. So I got into a second battle, and I was like, sweet, I get to have another good battle on the rice fields, nice fair flat map. After I get into the battle, I realized that I'm a classic avatar matched up against a Fall of the Samurai avatar, and I was like, crap! I didn't even look. So the army I brought is really not meant for a FOTS face-off. I would have just brought a lot of rush units, basically. And so I have a Portuguese Tercos and a long-range warrior monk, both of which are going to be very little use to me, probably. I've got a House of Pain long Yari Ashigaru, 2 Nagi attendants, 2 Nodachi samurai in the center. I have 2 katana samurai, 4 upgraded Yari cav, and then my general. And then over here I've got the bulletproof samurai. These guys have very high armor. They are not bulletproof, but they are pretty well armored. So my opponent brings this huge horde of cav over here. He's going to use one of them to capture this building. That's smart. He's got a saber cav, looks like 2 saber cav, 2 Yari ki, carbine cav, and a gun general. And then over here, he's got 2 Yari Kachi, a Katana Kachi, Shogatai. Yeah, he's got a very tough melee core here, very tough melee core. My Turcos go ahead and get a few shots, but I'm not really watching the flank over here very well, and it's kind of a dangerous situation. I do get some volleys off, but he's going to immediately charge my Turcos with that saber cav. These Yari ki will be better than my Yari cavalry. So I'm kind of just quickly rushing forward my Nagi attendants to tie down enemy units so that I can then charge in with my my other units. My warrior monks are laying down fire here. This is good. Here comes my katana samurai. They'll do pretty well in that fight. I was trying to sneak a cavalry through the center, but it gets blobbed and I lose track of it. This was almost perfect to get through to that red bear infantry, but almost doesn't count here. I'm trying to tie down his cavalry, which is running amok in my backlines, and I'm not succeeding. The Yari ki easily beating down my Yari cav, but I get a good charge there with 2 units. So we'll do some damage, but I lost my Tercos, and my Katana Samurai here is going to be in a rough fight versus Saber Cav. And my Long Ashigaru is kind of the only thing left to protect my general. The Carbine Cav and the enemy general is just wailing on my Yari Cav over here. This is terrible for me. I'm losing my men very quickly. Up front, though, I'm actually doing pretty well in the melee engagement. I've got a lot of kills going down, and the enemy Shogatai are actually not faring super well versus my Nodachi Sam. They have pretty solid attack, but for whatever reason, my guys are doing very well here. My Nodachi Samurai cutting down 2 units at once, right here even. This Yari Ashigaru, I'm forced to pull it back because I see the Carbine Cav wanting to come shoot my general. And my Bulletproof Samurai is over here holding down 2 units, and it's really fighting an impossible battle. They're going to lose over here. But they do a really good job of holding down that fight for a long time. I've lost all 3 dojos at this point too, which is very bad, so my opponent's now getting melee boost, speed boost, and morale boost. So him capturing the shrine as the Fall of the Samurai was very bad for me because their morale was not so good, but it is now, now that he has the shrine. So the shrine's the one over here. This is the farmhouse, and then he also captured, well, he will have captured the sword dojo here very soon. So again, all of these very bad for me. My warrior monks, though, here clutched out a lot of kills, and I actually win the fight in the center, doing much better than I expected. But I have no answer to Carbine Cav. From the beginning of this match, I really should have held 1 Yari ki in reserve and waited for an opportunity to just go chasing this Carbine Cav. If I could have killed the Carbine Cav, this battle was actually quite winnable. Because of the way my opponent attacked me here. But now, this Carbine Cav has ammo coming out its butt. It's never going to run out of ammo. And this Yari, long Yari hasn't gotten a single kill, and it's not going to either. My only hope is that I can potentially shoot some of the enemy cav with my long-range warrior monk, but even with my extended range, I can only match the range of the carbine cav who fires faster. I think my guys are more accurate, but my monk is trying to get shots on the enemy general here, and I do. And I'm going to kill a few of them, but fortunately they weren't very far inside my range. Otherwise I could have gotten a volley that could have jacked up that unit pretty bad. But it did not work in the end. I only killed 4 of them. Killing the general actually would have swayed this battle. This Katana Kachi over here is going to be a problem. All I have left is some damaged units. There's a Shogatai who came back. I've got an Odachi Sam and a Katana Sam and another Katana Sam here. So I'm going to charge in with my Katana Samurai, and I'll actually... Yeah, I thought I was going to catch those guys without getting a charge, but I did not. I'm going to go into stand and fight again, try and help my guys hold out. But my guys are dying, and the numbers are dwindling, which is not helping. We're going to have army losses here in a moment. I kill some of his carbine cav, but he's happy to just sit here and trade with me because his general can shoot me from the flank. So yeah, this is hopeless. But I got as many kills as I could, did what I could. This Katana Samurai, I actually thought I was going to win that fight there. I did not. And I actually traded over here and just killed the other one. But this Katana Samurai, I was going to go start uncapping a building because I'm going to lose on time too. But it doesn't matter, I'm just going to lose period at this point. I killed half of his carbine cav. Like I said, the Matchlock Warrior Monk definitely becoming handy here, but it's just not going to be able to pour out the kind of fire that those modern units can. And now Patchy's bodyguard's being attacked by Katana Kachi and Yari Kachi. I have a Katana Samurai inbound to help out, but it's too late. Too late indeed. I don't know where Patchy himself is at. I think, I don't know where he ended up. This is probably him right out here somewhere or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, my guys are going to rout due to army losses. There's carbine cav inbound that's going to be shooting at us. So I think my general gets injured, so we'll know if it's him, because if he gets shot here in a minute, that's going to... No. Or yeah, maybe it was him. Maybe it was this guy right here. I don't know who it was, but yeah, in any case, one of their own guys got shot there. Yeah, close battle, but yeah, when you're going to play against the Fots army, that was not the appropriate army for me to bring, just because I had no answer to the carbine cav. Light cavalry can sometimes be handy if you can bait a volley out of the carbine cav and then just take off chasing it with a light cav, but that's assuming that it doesn't have protection. My opponent did bring his cavalry in very early. Chasing off the carbine cav with a Nagi attendant can sometimes buy you a few seconds. I killed as many men as he did, but he had more men, so wasn't going to be able to win that one. But I hope you enjoyed it. I know I used to love having these face-offs with the Imperial armies, with the classic armies from the Sengoku period. Very much a lot of fun. So I actually got quite a few kills with some of these sword units, which is no surprise. Taking those new Imperial units and engaging in hand-to-hand combat with some of these upgraded veterans was not a good idea. Definitely not a good idea. I had the Fugu Cook plate on him too, which is a retainer that takes away 2 attack, and then I had a retainer that plays an extra 2 attack for me. So it was definitely going to hurt his swords. Even the Bulletproof Samurai cleaning up 127 kills there, probably because of the effect of the Fugu Cook on his swords. Now again, the Matchlock Monk getting a decent number of kills, but just not enough. And my Yari Cavalry just pretty much got owned. After even the one decent engagement they had going, they ended up getting shot by carbine cav. I should have kept my cavalry safer longer, brought the Yari Ashigaru up, put my Yari cav in a long wide formation and just see if we could have caught the carbine cav in melee combat. My Yari cav was probably a bit faster, but anyway, whatever, can't fix it now. We lost that one. Hope you all enjoyed these Shogun 2 battles. I will be back with more Total War multiplayer in the near future. HeirofCarthage signing off for now.